Hello everyone, we're going to be making a clay pumpkin today, and here's mine. It is dry, but it has not yet been put into the kiln. We're going to put a top onto our pumpkin as well. So I'm going to set this aside, and some of the materials you're going to be getting, you'll get a nice big ball of clay, a smaller piece to make the top, and you'll have a tongue depressor, some slip, and a toothbrush to connect clay to clay. So let me move some things out of the way. And what's going to happen, you already have this ball of clay, and I'm going to come by and I'm just going to make the hole for you in the center. So the hole in the center is where you're going to stick your thumb. It's a little bit easier if I come by and do that for you to begin. You're going to stick your thumb in and you're going to pinch and turn. We're making a pinch pot. So you might remember doing this. We did this in first grade. Now the hole is big enough I can get both fingers in. Now I don't want this to be really wide. I want it to stay narrow because this is going to be the base of my pumpkin. That is this part of the pumpkin. So I don't want, this is called the wall of your clay. I don't want that to be too thin. So I have to be careful that I don't pinch too much. All right, that looks pretty good. See how thick the wall is? Now to make sure that it's nice and flat, I'm just going to gently tap it. That looks pretty good. Now I will be coming by and giving things a spray of water just to keep the clay moist, wet, so it doesn't dry out. And you can just take your finger and smooth out any cracks that you see. The cracks just mean that your clay is starting to dry out. If you need another spray, I'll just come by and do that. I'm going to do the spraying because you can put too much water. You can spray too much, and we don't want that to happen. All right, so that's pretty good. Now I'm going to do the top of my clay, and hopefully I have enough here to do it. So I'm going to just cut off a little bit. This is going to be my stem, and I'm going to set that aside. So I'm going to make this into a ball. It's kind of hard with my tripod here with my camera to do this. All right. And the same thing, I'm just going to come by and I'll give you a little press, just enough to get your thumb in there. And you don't want to go out the other side, of course. Now this one is going to be a little bit different because this one's going to, it has to match that width. So I need to kind of open it up a bit more. Now I was saying I hope I have given myself enough clay. I probably could have used a little bit more, but we're going to make this work. Okay? So here's going to be the top of my pumpkin. Now I do want to make sure that I don't have the walls too skinny. Let's see how that fits. It's not a perfect fit, but for my demonstration, I'm going to be okay with it. So I think that fits pretty much okay. I could have used a little bit more over here, but we're just going to go with it for the demonstration. Now I'm going to put the lines in the pumpkin. So these lines, I don't really know what to call them. And this part you have to be gentle with. So you're going to hold it in your hand carefully, and I'm just going to take this and go up. I'm just making marks. I don't want to dig down into it. I'm just making marks all the way up to the top, all the way around. So you have to be careful about how much pressure you put on because you don't want to misshapen your pumpkin. All right, pretty good. Now it's going to be kind of hard to lift that top off at this point. So now I'm just going to go down here and make sure that I have those indentations enough. And they look pretty good. I don't want my video to be too terribly long, so I'm going to jump right ahead to my stem. So I'm going to take this and just roll it, and look, it's not super skinny. I want the base of the stem to be wider than the top of the stem, so I'm just tapping it to flatten this out. This is where the slip and the toothbrush come in. I need to score this or rough up the surface in order for it to stick to the clay top. And I'm going to do that here. And then I'm going to gently press that in. I'm going to take this and then just blend the pumpkin stem into the top. Now my video is kind of, I don't want it to run out, so I will talk more about this in class, but hopefully you have the idea of making your clay pumpkin.